Bombing, episode 122.
All right.
Here we are.
Bombing episode 104.
What should we call our podcast?
Was that close?
I think we're 122.
22, yeah, 122.
Something like that.
But we did just start this podcast.
What's the highest viewed podcast you guys have made?
Actually,
EJ's.
probably his, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is...
It's like 14,000. Or no, 1,400.
You're right.
1,400.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
How the fuck did that happen?
Star power, baby.
Yeah.
EJ's just a big draw.
Good.
Yeah.
A lot of people are
How
out here
many
to see
subs
EJ.
do you guys have?
Do what?
Subscribers.
Like 300 something.
And did you start at 0 with the bombing podcast?
We actually started at 10,000
Yeah.
and it dropped down to where we are now. So
That's good.
that's what's upsetting.
We lost a lot. A lot of people don't like our podcast.
Right. Do you have any like viewers that you are aware of that are outside of the LA comedy scene?
Our mother.
Yeah, our mom likes our podcast.
She loves our podcast.
Anybody else?
Nope.
Yeah. That's about it. Oh, our aunt.
Really?
Yeah, but how would you know if there could be people watching it outside of
Just
the
like
scene? You just wouldn't
comments.
know.
No, there
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
are. There actually are.
Yeah, I bet there are.
And we get emails. Like we have an email segment. It's Bombing Podcast on YouTube.
Please email us your questions. We do a
Yeah.
question segment every week, bombingpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, email us. We look at the emails at the end of every single podcast. Normally we do one a week, but it's been a weird couple of weeks
It
with,
has
with the
been.
fires and holidays and Christmas and New Year's and shit. But yeah, it's a fun podcast. You both have been on it.
It's great.
Great episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is this your, I don't know. This might be your podcast too.
We're gonna use this as
Okay,
our
yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
But so let's make this very clear. This is not bombing.
Okay.
This is
Killing.
this is
Unknown
See ya.
podcast.
name to be determined podcast.
What? I don't know what the fuck I have no ideas. You know what I was thinking?
What?
Dante and EJ's podcast.
Holy shit.
Okay, see, hold on. I'm going to stop you there because that's very bad. That's like a bad name.
Okay, what about EJ and Dante's podcast?
There it is.
Slightly better.
There it is.
What would you
nailed
suggest, Hayden?
It's 2 couches. 2 guys and a couch. Two guys, 1 couch, something like that.
Two guys, two
That sounds
males.
corny, but maybe that's way better.
2 guys on a red couch in a clean apartment.
I've come around to a very minimalist way of naming things.
Okay.
Like my most recent show that I produce is called the Wednesday Comedy Show.
Yeah,
That's brilliant.
Oh, the one on Thursday?
yeah, that's good. I actually wanted
It's a very
to do
confusing show.
I wanted to do that. I wanted to have a show called the Monday Show and have it on like a Thursday.
I love that fucking plain, just like dumb bullshit,
Yeah.
like bottom of the barrel.
when me and Nick did Obama, Sean Penn. That was my original idea was to call it the Monday Show and have it on a Thursday.
Dude, there is no greater comedy show flyer than the one for Obama, Sean Penn.
I agree. That's the best show of all time.
Put it up on the screen.
Throw it up on the screen.
Throw it
there.
up on the screen.
I know. I can't wait for the
Yeah.
next Obama Sean Penn show.
Jamie, pull that up.
It's
I
gonna be great.
I love that so much.
Misha, pull it up.
Dude, I had people DM me. They were like, wait, so the show's called Obama? And I was just like, I don't even know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I asked Nick how to go. He goes, it needs work.
Yeah, it was bad. Well, I mean, we also I'm not confident enough to do that format now.
It was a God mic, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
had
to do that, it
we had a
takes-
God mic while someone was doing a set, and we would try to interject with fucking
Nah, you
quips,
shouldn't.
and it's just
When you get all
unlikable.
themey, right?
I hate that.
You have to have incredible skill to make it work.
Yeah, you gotta be,
And the
But
only way to
once-
develop that skill is to be really bad for a while.
Yeah, but the aesthetic I loved because we called it Obama, and then we just had just all posters and pictures of Sean Penn just decorated across flashback.
Yes.
Just Sean Penn. People are like, and then like we'd get up there, we're like, for some reason people think this show is associated with Sean Penn. I don't know where the fuck you get off on that. Like this is Obama.
It was called
And then
Obama.
The next week,
Did that get a
switched it.
laugh?
It crushed, dude. Dude, it crushed so hard that people still talk about that. Crush. No, it got
Tepid laugh.
it got a few exhales out of the nose, which I'll take. It's noise.
Yeah.
And
It's something.
we're really
There's
just-
an art to
high art.
doing a show that you interject in
Yes.
Yes.
with a God mic.
Takes incredible skill.
an incredible patience as the performer.
Well, that's what set of the night is, right?
They interject.
A little bit.
Well, you
A
need
little
great
bit.
hosts, and it's also what roast battle is.
No, that's exactly what roast battle is. Yeah.
Roast battle is it remains a very solid show because of Pat Barker and Brian Moses being very good at off the cuff stand up comedy or just comedy.
Yeah.
I agree. It's also why Drunk New Jokes got out of control to where it is right now.
Yeah.
I've only been there twice.
And look, I have nothing but good things to say about Drunk New Jokes.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite shows
Yeah.
in LA, if not my very favorite.
To watch, it's a spectacle.
It is, but the thing was, it started out where it was just like one person with a god mic interjecting now and then, and now it's like
Who was that?
It's
like,
like,
Aldous. It's just Aldous.
yeah, it's just Aldous, and now it's like there's like sound effects or like a whiz bang now
Yeah.
for some reason, like
Oh, really?
Or like you'll be in the middle of a joke and they'll drop like a bruh fucking like sound effect.
Oh my God! And they'll
It's-
pop a fucking firework.
Yeah.
They got too many people. I want to go up there and be like, "You ever heard the phrase too many cooks in the kitchen?"
Yeah.
because there are like 8 people.
It evolved into what it should be, but I loved it at where it was. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I loved being
He's-
in the
he's-
beginning days of that.
He's one of the few people that has been able to pull off a theme show and do it well.
Yes.
Yes.
I've seen other themed shows that did like 1 or 2 shows and they just tanked.
It's so hard.
They tanked.
The only way to get it good is to do it over and over again
Yes.
and find it. And the only way to do that is to do bad for a
Yeah.
while. And you can't do bad for a while in a show and continue to sell tickets. People will just stop.
Yeah.
coming.
And the thing with Drunk New Jokes was that they did well for a while and then transformed into like the ultimate version of what that show should have been,
Yeah.
which it is now.
It's a frat party.
It is its ultimate form right now. It is the best it's ever been right
yeah.
now.
I did it. Yeah, I did it once. I did like a real spot, and then I got like a bucket pull the second time.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're so much fun.
It's fun, but it's not stand-up comedy.
Yeah, it's
But
like
it's
an
a-
event.
It's an event. It's a spectacle.
And that's what a theme show is. Like that's what Riff Raff is. You know that
Yeah.
show at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
That's even kind of what Roast Battle is, right?
Oh yeah, roast battle's not stand up.
Yeah, and then there's like a whole thing that's happening where that sells more tickets because I guess people in LA are sick of regular stand up, but that's not true. But like people are starting to
it's
do
just
theme
cheaper.
shows, and then sometimes they sell like Mike Falzone, who if you know me, that's a person I look up to a lot as a producer. His big show is Surrounded Crowd Work. Mm-hmm. It's a crowd work purely show. Great advertisements for that show. It just says "You are the material," right? And if you're a regular lady in your living room and you see that on Instagram, you're like, fuck, I'll try that out. I'll go buy tickets to that show. Fuck it. I'll be part of a stand-up comedy show. It's brilliant marketing. But to make a show like that actually be good takes so much skill
Yes.
that you can't just be trying it out. Like, you really have to be good at that thing.
Yeah.
But it takes a certain kind of comic to do well there, I think.
For sure.
I've had some bad sets at Drunk New Jokes. Mm-hmm. Some bad sets. Is it?
But you've also had one of the best sets ever at
Yeah.
Drunken Jokes.
yeah, because I wasn't interrupted.
Was that the one that we were on?
That was the
together?
first one, right?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
weren't we on that together, or was it me and you?
I don't remember, shockingly, a lot of my sets on
don't
Drunk New
remember.
Jokes, but
Maybe. I think we were both on. We were all. At some point, all of us were on the same.
All
I think
this
it
was
the-
always
I was on
trying
the
to...
second Drunk New Jokes, and I remember one of the two of you being on it.
That was me. I did no shots.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
That's
one of the
set you're
big
talking about.
no-shot sets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Panagos had another one,
Yeah.
right?
But that was because there was no sound effects and there was no.
Yeah. It was just Aldous.
Yes.
It wasn't even other judges.
Yeah. Which.
It was only the second one they did. Yeah.
Yeah. Which was great because I think it was just him calling the shots.
Yeah.
But my last.
Literally.
Not my last one. My last one a couple weeks ago, I crushed. Just because I did like a guest spot. Like Hayden and I were just there. We just we got called
How
up.
long was the set?
Like 2 minutes. Like,
Yeah,
I did like
it
two
was like a
jokes.
bucket pull spot.
Yeah. I did like 2 jokes.
Did you do new jokes or just? Okay. Nice.
But the one before that, I was like on the lineup. And
5 minutes.
yeah.
New jokes.
Yes. And I was in a setup and
Yeah.
someone popped a firework and I was like, what? and I try to get back into my joke, and
Yeah, it
then
didn't work.
they play the wah wah,
Yeah.
and I'm what? And just that's not my thing.
Right.
But to the audience, they loved it.
Yes.
They were
Yeah.
going crazy.
No, all this is. I mean, he does that for a living. He's a marketing
Yeah.
guy.
Show, yeah.
It's perfect for the audience. They were going like, "Oh my god, they're fucking this guy up."
Yeah.
But as like a joke guy,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
I was
right.
like, this is not my thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So I love it I love it just from afar, you know.
Right. Every time I've only gone twice. Both times I've gone, I went up, and I had a very fun time both times. You know, and all this he was when he was doing Jester's Court, he was always trying to do some fucking alt thing on Jester's Court.
Yeah.
And
What do you mean by that?
he was like, "What if he was literally pitching? I think he was pitching drunk new jokes for a Jester's Court, like when we were starting Jester's Court together."
Gotcha.
And me and Nick were like, "Nah, we don't really want to do that." And then he branched off and he did his own thing, and he just really showed us that that
works.
idea had some fucking juice
I mean,
behind it.
it's
Yeah, yeah.
great. It's
Yeah.
fucking great.
I have nothing but good words to say about that show.
Yes,
It's
I mean-
it's one of LA's gems.
All this is a fucking smart dude,
It's a
dude.
good way of wording it, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's like a fucking underground, cool ass fucking show, and it's very fun to watch. If
It's
you're
punk
fucking
rock
watching.
comedy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It feels like you're in the scene. It
Yeah.
feels like it's like, oh yeah, we're in like the underground scene and we're
Like-
fucking cool.
Like, could you
and-
imagine someone that's like never been to a LA stand-up show before,
Yeah.
and then they go to Drunk New Jokes and they go, "Oh my
Yeah.
god,
Jesus
what?"
Christ.
Behind an arcade.
That makes it
Yeah.
so much better. It's behind a fucking coin laundry and
Yeah.
an
That's the thing, is,
arcade
like,
and a liquor store. And
then
it's
Who's
really
gonna?
nice.
I wish that will like a venue take that show?
Yes.
I think
Liability is a concern, but yeah.
that's
That's
the
what I'm
only
saying.
thing. That's the only thing.
Like if somebody does that show, bombs, drinks 8 shots, then hits someone on their drive home.
So that's why they got the waivers now.
they got the waivers that are.
I've had this conversation a fucking billion times. That show deserves to be in the Belly Room. It
Yes.
deserves to live in a place like the Belly Room.
Yes.
It'll never get there.
Fuck.
It's too
Yeah,
it's
there's-
too litigious, man.
they would have
Ooh,
to.
what?
like-
Honestly, that's sick.
This liability. They can't.
The
think
fact that it's stuck at Flashback is kind of dope.
yeah, well, that's the most punk rock element of it. If it
Yeah.
was in the Belly Room, it's no longer punk rock.
but
now
it-
it's
It just needs to
now
find a
it's-
place better than
now it's-
Flashback.
Yes.
It deserves a
Well,
more
I like
prestigious
Flashback.
venue.
I like it too.
But the store will never have it.
But the thing is, if it was at the store, it's no longer punk rock. Now it's on the billboard. Fucking, you know what I mean? It's
But
not,
You can still be punk rock.
Yes,
Yeah, I
but
know,
it would
yeah.
it would
I'm thinking
fucking kill.
like alt. Yeah, I know.
yes, though. But it would fucking. I mean,
Yeah,
that'd
yeah.
be a staple show.
I'd compare it. It's the closest thing.
It
to
would
like
be.
what we have to like what Kill Tony.
Yeah,
was, like, a
that's
decade ago or
crazy.
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
It's like it's an original born and bred idea in like the ground seed of like open mic comedy in LA that grew to be. We don't even know what it is gonna be.
Yeah.
Yet. But
The only issue is that there's alcohol involved,
yeah, that's
and
the problem.
and there's also like there's not like a. You can't base it off anything. It's just like,
Like
whether or not you
litigiously,
bomb.
could say that the guy was forced to drink alcohol.
Yeah, it's like and like was he or like what you know? It's shitty. It's,
Right.
It's Fugazi.
yeah.
No, but props to him for pulling that off. I mean, that's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Can we set the scene, like right now?
For
Do
what?
it.
Like
Just like right now. I
oh
mean,
yeah,
it's-
yeah, yeah. Set
so
this,
it's-
please.
it's
Paint
two-
the picture.
Right now it's 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
We're fresh off of Dante and Cole
2:40
Clayman's.
2:45. Yeah.
Thank you for that. That helped.
Bitch.
The 15 minute the 15-minute difference that really helped, EJ. I appreciate. I appreciate you.
Finally get some fucking.
We wanted. No, I'm just being serious. It was-
Yeah.
We better be exact here.
Hey, I'm just saying. I mean, let's fucking. This might get brought up in court when
No, you're
Dante
right.
is
Yeah.
fucking raped.
Hey, chill, dog.
Hey, whoa!
The roast battle ended already, bro.
No, you're right. You know what? You're
Poke
right.
the bear. You
No,
poke the
this
bear.
guy's studying law just so he can lower the age of consent.
I was wrong. It's not
No.
2:30. It's 2:45. That's just the fact.
Yeah, no, you're right.
We're fresh off of
2:46.
all right, dude.
just 2:46 and a half. And yeah, we just did Dante Gonzalez's and Cole Clayman's rooftop comedy show at the Kimpton Hotel, correct?
Nice.
And that was a fucking great show.
I'm glad you think so. It's
was
it's
fun.
my second best. It's like at par with Jester's Court at sometimes, I feel.
I would say Jesters is way better.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Me too.
It's a
I'm
different.
I'm saying almost at par with Jesters at sometimes.
It's
I
a
feel
different thing.
Right.
Jesters is way better.
Jesters it's in a comedy club, which helps.
Yeah.
But
the outdoor. I mean, we're on a rooftop.
that's the thing about doing stand up outside is harder.
Yeah, very tough. Very
You
tough.
know what I mean?
I mean, some would say impossible.
Yeah.
Some would say stop doing it.
Not you.
But no, I would say it really worked. I mean, it really worked.
Yes.
You had a great set.
You did.
Thank
have a
you very
great
much.
set.
I'm really proud of my set.
I loved your set.
I would say maybe the best set.
It might have been the best
Yeah.
set.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I would say the same, but not out loud. Oh God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was a great setup. And I worked the door tonight. That was challenging.
well, that's how I got to get you two up.
Yeah, because we can't bring.
Exactly. So I got to get you two up like that.
We'll do that any.
But I
fucking
love
game.
you guys so much that I'll do whatever it takes to get you guys up.
Appreciate that, dude.
But-
We will work any door. We've done like every route around fucking bringing people.
Right.
We don't bring. We
Well, I
decided
remember the
we-
first
we don't
time
bring
that
people.
we really became buddies. Well, you and I were kind of getting close before.
We,
But on
like,
the
knew each
first
other
Jester's Court, I
in
was
passing.
like, "Hey, can you do Jester's Court?"
Yeah.
At the Hotel Cafe, the first Jester's Court.
And I really
and
wanted
I
to.
said, I need you to get 4 people out. And you were like, I don't think I can get 4 out. You were like, I think I can get 2. And I was like, and I talked it over with Nick and all
It
this.
was
I
worse-
talked it over with Nick and all this. I was like, let me try. And I DM'd you back and I was like, please just try for more than 2.
Yeah.
Just tell me you're going to try for more than 2 and we're going to do it. And you were
Yes.
like, fine, I'll try. And I think you got 3 out.
Well, it was worse than that. You asked me outside of some club. You said, "Can you want to? I would love to get you on Jester's Court." And you said it was a bringer, and I just said I can't. I knew it was a bringer. I said I can't. I'm working. I lied. I just said I'm working.
Okay.
I
No,
said-
I always remember this as a DM conversation, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, no, you asked me about the show, and then we DM'd later.
Okay.
But you said, I'd love to have you on the show. It is a 4-person bringer or something. And I just said I have to work that night.
Right.
I just lied because I knew I couldn't bring 4. And I don't want to.
I said, can't you ask for it off?
Yeah. And if you hadn't have asked that, I would have. We never would have.
You're
been,
such a good guy that
became
you
friends.
just were gonna be honest. But I insisted.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was at Hotel Cafe.
Yeah, and I had a great set.
You had a great set. It was the first Jester's Court, which some people still think is the best Jester's Court.
It was a great fucking show.
That was fucking. And in the Hotel Cafe small room, there was 90 people in there, which isn't allowed. That's illegal.
Yeah.
That's past capacity for that room.
Yeah.
It was like brimming with people. Mm-hmm. And the headliners were Willie Simon and Mike Falzone. It was me, Aldous, and Nick. And it was just like, yeah, I think it was like, EJ was like, it was like Nick cold opened. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then it was you. Then it was Ryan.
What does that mean?
I was just gonna ask.
Nick, obviously,
Oh, yeah, he didn't have a good
he
set.
did not have a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
set. The
I
first
don't even
Jester's
remember
Court.
his set.
No, he's right.
This was
didn't have a
back
good
when
set.
Nick was like
Nick was hit or miss.
offensive as fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
Now he's honed it into where he does great so often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the time he was like offensive as fuck. He kind of like said. Then I think EJ went up. How do you feel you did?
I think I had a good set. I didn't
Yeah,
have,
you had a
anything
good set.
crush.
I followed you.
Yeah,
that was the first
and
night
you,
like I
you
really
riffed.
met you.
Yeah,
You were like two guys that look this similar shouldn't
Yeah.
go this
Yeah,
close
yeah.
together in the lineup.
Yeah.
Then you had a good set, and then fucking Luke Robert went in there and just
Yeah, he
leveled the
murdered,
place.
Yeah.
And
What,
then,
I mean, so like, what are y'all's thoughts on bringers? Because we're done with bringers. We don't do bringers.
yeah,
Same,
there.
yeah.
Well, I think I do them because obviously it's a good business model, but to do the scale of shows that I do, you need to do them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like people's biggest trepidation with them is that the show itself is not good. So they don't want to bring their friends to a bad show. They don't want to have their friends come and sit
Right.
through an hour and a 45-minute show that is not good. Correct. And a lot of bringers before us were like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I understand why people don't want to do that. But every show that I produce, we try our best to make it as good as possible the entire time.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it makes it a little bit better.
Yeah.
My thing with the bringers is it's got nothing to do with the show. It's the me asking, and then I owe someone else a favor.
Right.
And then like it's a 4-bringer, and I show up with 3. I failed.
No, but
I failed.
I know, but
And then it's like, oh well, now since you only brought 3 instead of 4, instead of 6 minutes, you got to do 4 minutes.
Did I ever treat
And
you
then-
like that, though?
No, but like I've had those interactions.
But not with me, right?
No,
Or with people in my group?
I don't know.
I've never encountered I know what you mean though. I have encountered that before, but
So now-
not people in our
the
circle.
thing
Now,
is,
right
yes,
be-
I have encountered that. Yeah,
Right
yeah.
before I'm about to go on stage, it's instead of 7 minutes, you got to do 5. So
Yeah,
because you
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
bring your amount, and now it's weird.
Yeah, yeah.
And now it's like I'm talking to like a buddy, but now there's like this weird like boss
Yeah,
hierarchy.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm like, how about
Yeah.
I just fucking not do any of that?
Yeah.
Right. I understand that. But I've never done that to you, right?
No.
No, Dante, I want to, because I joked, you do put on really good shows. And
Yeah,
the bringer thing is
absolutely.
just like I don't want to use the term necessary evil, because I don't know if you would be
The
comfortable
thing-
with that, but it's kind of like it's just a necessary.
If you're going to be honest, it's a market thing.
I get it.
There's
I get
not
it.
enough stage time for the amount of
Yeah, yeah,
comedians
that's
in
what-
Los
yeah,
Angeles.
that's why
And,
yeah.
I get that you have to put butts in seats. My other point that I wanted to bring up about this was like if it's like a 3-person bringer, the only people I know out here in Los Angeles are
Comics.
other comics.
Yeah.
So like what is more valuable, like 3 more audience members that like have heard all these jokes and like aren't gonna laugh at them, whatever, or like 3 more people lining the wall at an already sold out show that you put on?
That's the thing. It's like
Like, what's the
because the thing is
priority
like
there?
with the venue, they'll stop working with us if we don't sell a certain amount of tickets.
I get it.
Yeah.
So at that scale, we just can't. If I was doing a non-bringer show like Nick and Anderson, I could do 1 a month.
Yeah.
That's it. But if I want to be what I'm doing, I have to do bringer shows. However, I can do my best to make it a bringer show that is great for everybody. And the one thing that separates, I think, not just me, but me and Nick from most people that produce bringer shows is that we do our own version of what certain clubs do, the great clubs.
Totally.
We develop talent.
So
You guys have had guest spots on my show, all
Yeah.
3 of
Yeah,
you
and
guys, right?
we've also met a lot of like that went up to be future friends from your shows.
Exactly.
Because you congregate a lot of very good comics into one place.
Right, like a guy like Gavin Morier, who
Yeah.
not part of our scene tonight, but he was on the show tonight. He did great. He was on Jester's Court last time. I met him at a random Comedy Boulevard show I was hosting, right? He became part
Wait,
of this.
what's that club?
how are they? What are they up to these days?
Yeah.
Where is that?
And the other thing I wanted to talk about on bringer shows was I'm still not opposed to it. Like if I have like a new 6-7 minutes that like is brand spanking new and I really want to work it out, I'll hit you up. I'll do the bringer thing. I'll
Yeah.
bring people there. I'll do that. But like I'm not gonna do like a bringer show now just to do like Grimace Canada shitty
course,
car
of course.
and like
And
all
that's
that,
good
all,
for
all
you.
that again. But the other thing is I cannot thank you enough
Yeah.
for that that open door kind of like a opportunity
Yeah.
that
I
you have
appreciate
given
that,
us.
and I'm always paying attention. Every show, whatever show it is, if the guy's good or the girl's good,
Yeah.
dude, I'll fucking throw you.
Girl.
Yeah, a guy, lady, anything in
Let's not
between.
get crazy, but
yeah.
I'll give you any opportunity, and then after a point, I'll just put you on the guest spot rotation, and
Yeah.
and then it's just. I feel like you have to do that if you're running bringer shows. You have to care about development of talent, and that's what.
Totally.
That's not just for producing. That's for if you own a club. I'm not going to name any names, but there's some clubs in LA or the Valley that have a bad reputation.
How deep in the valley?
Not that deep, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
place on Lancashire Boulevard.
Yes.
The Comedy Store is one of the rare clubs. Actually, it's rare in the country of America to have a comedy club that does anything but independently produce shows. Like most comedy clubs in America don't do house shows. They don't even have internally developed talent. They just have whoever the fuck wants to tour there gets to rent the space. They pay them whatever portion of ticket sales, and then they just sell the tickets on their own. And then that's what the entire club is, just independently produced shows.
Yeah,
Like the Miami Improv. Miami's a
Yeah.
great city. The Miami Improv, the only comedy club in Miami, is that. It doesn't have any internal development. It just is a rental space for touring acts to come to Miami and do a 400-seating venue and do the comedy club, and they don't have any internal development. That's why we live in a city, one of probably only 3 cities in the country. LA, New York, and Austin has become one that has internal development. The Comedy Store, the Hollywood Improv, develops talent. If you show up there, you win set of the night a few times, you rub the right elbows.
Yeah.
You win maybe even roast battle a few times. You become a door guy that ends up becoming a development spot. Hollywood Improv 2, Comedy Cellar. I'm sure there's other clubs in New York that do that, and then maybe Austin. But most clubs in the country are just all they care about is money.
They're middlemen. They're passing folks through town.
Exactly.
Just to sell
They're not
drinks
even interested in
between.
comedy. They're just finance people.
Yeah.
And if you're going to independently produce shows, especially if they're bringers, you have to care about comedy, or else you're just a fucking asshole.
The most encouraging thing, though, because we went straight from Nashville to L.A., the most encouraging thing about L.A. is that, like, we have seen buddies of ours go from, like, the circuits that we run around into door guy spots.
Yeah.
Into doing shows in the...
Mikey.
In the main... Mikey.
Yeah.
Bianchi. Cat Bird.
Luke.
Like,
Binko.
Yeah, exactly. Like we've seen people, like,
Luke's a door
make
guy?
that jump.
Not Robert.
Oh.
Luke Binko.
Robert will probably be one soon, I feel.
Dude, he needs to be. But the point I'm trying to make is that, like, you need to see people make that jump to know that, like, it's at least possible. And in a city like LA, like, with that system, and we're just talking about the Comedy Store. It happens at the Improv. It happens kind of at the Factory too. Like all the opportunities in the world are here, and it actually happens. It gives you a little bit of motivation, a little bit of optimism going forward, where it's like, oh, this could happen. I could do something like this.
It's true. It's like feels accessible to a degree.
It feels attainable at the very least. Because I remember starting out in Nashville, because I have, like, a background in music.
That's crazy, too.
I wanted to be in a band my entire life, but, like, even growing up in Nashville, you'd see bands go on at, like, Bluebird Cafe or, like, like Ryman or, like, any of these, like, other bars that were downtown off Broadway. But, like, the point was that you saw it. Mm-hmm. Like, it was accessible. It wasn't like a million miles away.
Yeah.
It wasn't this like amorphous dream that was on the other side of the country. It was like, it was right there. It was in front of you. It was something that you could, like, almost reach out and touch.
Right.
It's the same thing out here in LA with, like, our buddies getting door spots at the store.
Yeah.
It's like the accessibility to it makes it a little bit more real and gives you a little bit more optimism moving forward.
100%.
Starting comedy in another city that isn't a hub for comedy is fucking nuts.
He started in Miami.
No, I didn't. I started here.
Oh, you did?
I mean, I did my first open mic in Miami, but I was living here already, and I came back here, and I Badger and Jam was my second open mic in my
That's
whole life.
hilarious.
Bombed.
Rest in peace, Badger.
Yeah, for real.
It's a new thing.
I think it's still good.
What happened?
Nothing, but,
The parking. Is that still a thing?
No,
Yeah.
they don't. It's not just the parking.
there's no parking, and Tom Kelly's not there anymore.
We've talked this to death, but, like, the heyday of Badger and Jam was when you could park in their parking lot, and Tom Kelly hosted 3 hours on Wednesdays every single.
But they still get, like,
It's still the
elite
best.
talent.
It's still the best one.
It is the best mic, but
How
it's
about
just,
Best Comedy Club?
It's a shadow of its former self.
To be honest, I hardly go to either of those. He goes to them.
I go to Badger. I don't really go to Best Comedy Club much. I
only
want to
go to
start going
Badger.
more. Yeah.
We used to go to so many open mics, but I've gotten to this point where it's like I'm fine with hitting less. Like, I'll go to an open mic if I have a show coming up and I need to, like, rehearse some shit.
That's what I did today.
Or if I really have, like, 5 minutes of, like, gotta try this shit out. But, like, we used to go to, like, 2 every night, sometimes 3, like, every night.
Me too. Yeah, I'm up a few times a week just on produce shows. Yeah. But I think on Monday was the first time I just didn't have anything to do that night, and I think I started off at Fourth Wall Cafe, had a good mic, and I was like, I think I want to make an adjustment to that bit. Yes. And I was like, fuck it, let me add Fourth Wall NoHo. Then I drove over there. Yep. I go, okay, it's getting a little better. Let me just do one more THC. Yep. Drove to THC at like 9 p.m. And I just did 3 mics starting at 6 p.m. And then I had that, I think Hayden brought this up once, where it was like, this is one of the few cities where you can just on a whim, starting in the late afternoon, get up 3 times a night. Yeah. If you really want to, you can get up 8 times a day here.
Yeah, you can. And some people need that.
That's
At the beginning, that was crucial.
Yes.
That's the whole reason we moved out here in the first place, was to be able to do that. We wanted to get good quick.
However, the mics here are way more, I don't know what to say. They're brutaler. They're more brutal than most mics around comedy hubs around the country. Because if you go to even if you go to Miami, a lot of the mics they're bar mics, right? So they're going to be packed, but people aren't going to be like semi paying attention. So that develops a different kind of comic, I feel like it's more crowd work friendly than writer friendly, that kind of environment. I don't know how it would be growing up in a city like that. However, a slotted mic is a difficult place to start doing comedy, I feel. Because it's just kind of comics being kind of critical. And I mean, I started here. I think it's great. But if you're from like Philly and you come here on vacation like my buddy did, it's like a culture shock to go to the slotted mics here because you're like, what? There's like 7 people here.
Slotted
And they're
mics
like
are great.
not
I
really
love 'em.
laughing at anything. And it's like, what the fuck is going on? And it's like...
We really didn't know anything different by the time we made it out here. So like I've become very familiar with slotted mics, and I don't mind them. My whole thing was like, both of us knew that we were not going to get the stage time that like we wanted or needed in Nashville, and we knew that either New York or LA could have that stage time. And then we saw the apartments that were for rent in New
And
York.
they're just shit.
The closets there for $4,000 a month, and we were like, "Fuck that! I could be broke in LA." And we came out here, and yeah, it's just you can do like 8 mics a night, 7 nights a week if you really want to out here.
Yeah.
You can actually do that. Nashville has Zanies and like Third Coast Comedy Club open mic, and that's it.
That's it.
That's it. And that's
There's
like,
only... You can get up a few times a week.
yeah.
Yeah. Miami is growing. Every time I go back there, there's more comedy than there was before.
I've heard a lot of comics say Miami's like the worst place to do comedy.
Yeah.
Really?
It doesn't strike me as a funny city.
Dude,
It's just hot people and cocaine.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about, but like whenever you guys don't do comedy where you're from,
How so? What do you mean?
you don't do stand up where you go back to Nashville.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, I guess not.
not
We
really.
we started there for like 9 months.
If you go there and you can establish yourself as a guy from LA who's good at stand up, they'll give you like the golden ticket.
Yeah, so the only problem with that is we do so much comedy here in LA
You don't want to do it.
that when as soon as we were in the car
I feel that.
with our father and we get
I feel
to
that.
our dad's house
And we realize
our
that
little brothers are
that,
there.
that he's gonna die at
In,
some
like,
point. I only
15
have so
years.
many precious moments to
Oh,
spend with
God.
him.
and we're
Gosh,
here
yeah.
for 9 days. It's like I'm not fucking doing
No,
comedy.
yeah. No, I go home for like sometimes like 3 week stretches.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. And then it's like I can get paid spots, $20, you know, nothing, but still something. And they're 15-minute like middle show spots, like nice spots. And I can get them like 5 times a week in Miami.
That's awesome, man.
And it's like tempting to fucking just be there. But the thing about LA is that like the average open mic here is fucking very talented.
You just posted a 15-minute set, a full set.
A 60-minute, yeah.
From a set you did in Miami,
No,
right?
that was in Philly.
In Philly?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
I thought you did. I thought that was in Miami.
Did you watch that?
I did not.
Nice.
I respect the honesty.
Yeah.
So I mean, sorry. I mean, I just
No,
didn't.
you know everything that was
Yeah,
said on
I just
that
didn't
set.
watch
Yeah.
I mean, I saw some clip. You posted some clips, I think, on Instagram.
Yeah. No, it went really well.
But that's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
How'd you
yeah.
get the Philly gig?
That was my friend London Duran, who I went to middle school with.
Right on.
And he came here and he slept on that couch or this couch.
Ew, burn it. Fucking gross. Landon slept here?
London, like the city.
Landon sounds more
Yeah,
like a name,
that's
though.
the Nashville, London. And he did the roast battle with me. I cooked his ass. You
Good.
can watch it on YouTube. All
Dude,
right.
you're gonna ruin the. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah,
EJ.
fuck, hey,
Jesus.
fuck you, man.
You're really gonna ruin the whole shit? Seriously?
I haven't said anything in like.
So,
That's awesome.
so I did, and that's a cool thing to do, by the way. The Comedy Store roast battles.
Yeah.
Like, so I just offered people from Miami that I see like hustling. I'm like, hey, you want to do the Comedy Store? Come roast me at the Comedy Store, and we'll do the roast battle. And then I'll find some spots for them to do, and then they'll stay on my couch. I've done that with 2 guys. So he came out here. He did the roast battle. He did like maybe 2 other spots. He had a decent time, and then he invited me to do it in Philly. And I didn't know this about him, but he runs a show called Casa Duran in Philadelphia, which, by the way, I feel is a great city for stand-up comedy.
Right on.
And he runs a show that is, I feel, probably the best independently produced show in that city. It's so fun. It felt like Jester's Court when I did it. It was
Right
like
on.
in a little pop-up place, 80 people in there in a really small room, just really funny guys. And he gave me a 12-minute set, and I looked at him when 12 minutes came up, and he just went like this. He
Nice.
just keep going. and I ended up
Nice,
doing
you're rolling.
16
Hell
minutes. Yeah. And I had that set where it was like 8 seconds in, I had a big pop, and then it just happened every 8 seconds for the entire set.
That's
you know,
awesome.
and then
You rode that wave.
Right. I wasn't
into the-
expecting.
right
I was
into
just
the
doing a
coast.
set. Yeah. And it just went like one of the best sets I've ever had, thank God. And then they filmed it, and then it was so fun. I did a few other spots in Philly too. And then he sent me the tape, and I was like, and then I asked some guys that are like doing a little better. Like I asked like Orion Levine and Will Burkhart, if you know him.
I think we do know Will.
I
Right?
think.
Yeah, Will
I've
is
seen
like
him on some shows.
Yeah, he's like he goes around the country. He does tours and stuff. I was like, hey, how do you feel about me dropping? Is it a smart move for me to drop this set on the internet and market it as like a mini special? And then Orion said, he said 5 years ago I would have said no, but now it's all about growing your following to
Yeah.
get booked on shit.
How do you feel about the about dropping sets? Because I've seen a lot of our like contemporaries kind of do stuff like that. They'll drop like 10, 15-minute sets as opposed to like an hour-long special. And I think that may be like
I think it's like a
The
newer
future?
thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Like Orion said that. He said 5 years ago I would said don't do it because you know the con is you're burning material, right? But the pro is you're growing your audience if you do it right. So he was like, as long as you do it right, it's worth doing. So I posted it, and then I posted it in little clips, and I tried to market it as best as I could.
and also you're burning less like what you did. If you just put up like a brief like 16-minute just set, that's something you can toss away. Like you don't ever have to do that again. And
However,
then
like how much time do you guys feel you have
I could do 15 minutes.
in total?
Yeah, probably.
How about you, Ryan?
I mean, of just all crush
Yeah, like if A-list.
of A.
Yeah.
Oh, 10. Let me redact my
No.
statement.
Yeah, 10, 12
Yeah.
with some a riff off the top and throw a new one in. Yeah, 12.
Okay. I feel I have like 23 maybe.
Yeah. Of
But,
kill though.
Yes, of like what I would consider A-list material. And that's 16 of that. So that's most of that.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're going by the mentality of if they've seen it online, they're not going to come see you live, that's like stupid, right?
What? Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think people think of it differently. I don't post a lot of clips because I could feel like I can always do them better.
Yeah, I mean, you have a whole other thing. You both have that thing where it's like,
I hold
think he has
myself
that
to
too.
a really high standard.
Right.
So like if you're really
Whichever you want. This one.
talking about like good kill material, like I have good material, but like did I do it good in the recording depends on whether or not I post it.
Right. I'll usually post things where I feel like it went great that in that room at that time.
Yeah.
And that whole set I felt like went great in that room at that time.
I'm very proud. I love the set. I think it's gaining traction, and I'm super excited for it. Can I provide one counterpoint?
Yeah.
Your bathroom's fucking gross. Have you guys been in there? It's insane. It's not just gross. It's like I feel like I'm in like it doesn't feel real. Like
You know what's
real
weird?
life.
You know what's weird is like the rest of the house is spotless. It's
Yeah,
like
my roommate-
just the
yeah,
bathroom.
Yeah.
It's like weirdly just the bathroom.
But the bathroom, it's not just like dirty. It's like things are all like in the opposite. There's like jeans on the towel rack.
Yeah.
And there's like
That's all mine.
There's clothes in the bathtub.
there are clothes in the bathtub.
It's unseemly.
There's no. So I've been here a few times. There's never been toilet paper in the toilet paper holder or soap or hand soap.
Right.
God.
No, there's
And
hand
I've
soap
been here
now.
a few. What?
There's hand soap now.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey.
I didn't see the hand soap in there.
Cheers.
It's on the thing on the left.
Hand soap.
Hand soap.
Wow, you.
Huge improvement.
You're making it.
Yeah, jeez.
Now once you hit the dishes in the sink, that'll be a real
Right.
that'll be a real improvement.
And there's currently a fish tank on his fucking porch because when I walked in here I go, yo, it smells gnarly in
It's
here.
my ex's.
And he's like, yeah, it's
Just the tank.
fish tank.
Well, she left a bunch of shit, but she left that after she picked
When did
up
the
with it.
fish smell leave? When you moved the tank outside or when she moved out?
Stanky pussy joke.
What's that? It's like,
Comedy. Another $100 to Norman.
I'm sweating harder than a blind lesbian at a fish market.
What happened to the fish? Where's the fish?
Yeah, they're on the porch. Seriously.
Dead?
Me and EJ,
Yeah.
no, they're alive.
Well, I'm dubious about their ability to survive. He's
No,
like,
they're fine.
what does it
They're
matter?
alive. They're just very, very cold.
They're gonna be dead.
You
But
have fish swimming around in a tank outside?
Ah,
Dude, throw that shit in the fucking garbage.
it's my ex.
How infuriating do you think is that? How mad do you think those fish are? Because like they know the ocean's right there. They're like, I'm so close. I'm in
Well, that
LA.
would
The
kill 'em,
ocean's
wouldn't it?
right there.
Throw them in the fucking
Salt
ocean.
water.
right, yeah, it would. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, content.
Yes, guys' apartments. You have one.
Oh yeah.
I do think it's a content thing, and that's what I.
Oh my god. Yeah, I was trying to get us away from this.
All right, get us away from it. Get away.
Y'all have been over to our apartment.
Yeah, I love your apartment.
It's the antithesis to this. It's
It's
spotless. Yes.
Wait, isn't this? I like this living room.
No, I like your apartment, and I actually don't think this area is that dirty. I think the bathroom is in. Like,
You think this isn't that dirty?
It's dirty. It's not that. No, I've seen a lot dirtier.
I'm looking
You
at
got-
two
you got-
trash
you
bags
got-
full of who knows what
That's
right
because
now.
that's because one of his roommates is moving out. That I'll give him a pass.
No, that's yeah. It's
I'd
like
move out too if I lived here. Who does the dishes here?
Honestly, just Luca.
Really?
Jeez, man,
Crazy, bro.
that's mean.
I'm doing a little better now, but no, Jimmy has this lady that takes up all his time.
She does the dishes?
She doesn't do anything. She just distracts him from doing anything.
Yeah, that's women. You
Yeah.
just described women.
You're telling me.
Congratulations.
I know.
Doing the dishes is not like an intensive activity. It
No,
takes
it's not even a
short
lady-focused thing to do. You make a food and then you wash the dishes.
It takes.
and
I
you
mean,
put them
it
away.
takes maybe.
How many of you guys actually you cook?
Yeah. Steak, pork chops. He cooks more than I do, but
yeah,
chicken noodle
a
soup.
lot. I made a ham, egg, and cheese sandwiches. 2 of them this morning. Love a good pork chop and broccoli. Once a year, every Thanksgiving, I make a large shepherd's pie.
Ooh.
How about you?
I like meal. I cook like 4 or 5 different things, and I meal prep. I'm a meal prep guy.
When I think meal prep, I just think like chicken and white rice and like
Yeah.
some string beans.
Similar. I mean, I make.
We make the same meals.
Yeah.
The same 5 meals.
I
and
eat-
just
yeah.
rotate it.
Yeah.
Right.
But I also comedy has forced me to eat fast food a lot, which is not good.
Yeah.
Because it's like
Yeah.
I don't have time to go home, and I'm gonna do. It's like I'll just go through a drive-through, and it's
We went to Astro Burger before Jones. So
Astor Burger rocks.
I've never been there.
That was my first time there. It was fucking awesome.
It's so good.
I went to McDonald's.
Yeah, he got me
Dante.
some fucking
You love
nugs.
McDonald's?
Yeah, I got.
love a good McNaldo's, dude.
Yeah.
McNaldo's.
What's your go-to McNaldo's order?
I would say 10 nuggets and then McDouble.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and fries, but like the
You ever ask for cheese on the McDouble?
because the McDouble is the. Well, no, there's cheese. There's just one slice of cheese, right?
Is there?
Yeah, yeah.
I get a.
I think-
I was thinking of the McChicken. My bad.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You get
yeah.
a McChicken with cheese.
Yeah, yeah. Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't
Hold
know they
up.
could do cheese on the
Fucking
chicken.
awesome.
Y'all fuck with the Filet-O-Fish?
No.
I kind of do, but I
Ah,
haven't had
thank
one in
you.
a while.
Yes,
shut the fuck
I
up.
love a good Filet-O-Fish, man. Everyone shits on
Years
it.
ago. I haven't had it in a while.
Dude, that with a little bit of horseradish sauce.
Ugh.
That shit rocks, man.
I haven't had it in a while.
I'd rather lick the floor of Dante's bathroom than eat a fillet of fish.
Terry.
Ugh.
Than eat a fillet of fish, bro.
Yes, dude. I love a good Filet-O-Fish.
Get your roommates out here. Let's see what they think.
I want to see what the process is like of making a filet of fish.
I'll tell you, it's they take this very hard frozen thing that has been shipped over 3,000 miles.
Hit it with a metal mallet.
They smack it on the counter and then put it in a microwave, and they serve it up, and then I eat it.
Yeah.
With
I'll,
horseradish.
I'll tell you this: there's no fish involved whatsoever. That I'm positive of.
Fillet of shit. I don't know. That was weak. I could use a drink too as well.
All right, so we're pausing?
Let's just break.
Yeah.
All right, break.
You want to lock this up?
If I go on stage, 90% of the time I'm just dead clean sober.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I never drink before I do a stand-up set.
Oh.
I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most people are like you. Yeah,
Same.
most people are like
I don't know. I feel like
they have 1 or 2 drinks before.
That's it.
The only thing I'd ever go on stage with is like a caffeine, like
Yeah.
2 shots of espresso or something.
You big
But
coffee
I need,
guy?
Yes, I need alertness on stage. I don't need to deaden my senses. Like alcohol deadens my senses. That's gonna make my set worse.
I actually totally agree with that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good to know.
I think
Some people agree with me completely. Other people are like on the other end of this.
I'm a heavy boozer. I completely agree that it deadens the senses rather than being like sober or even like a Red Bull or something.
Right.
Yes,
Like,
caffeine helps.
Yeah, caffeine. Like I'm big on energy drinks.
Yes.
It's always offered to me before I get on stage.
Yeah.
And I always have to say after my set. Like they're like, "You want a drink?" I'm like, "After I do my shit."
So boozing like heavy like a multiple drinks deadens the senses, but like one and I'm like on my second, and they're like on deck is Ryan Jennings, and I'm like starting. I'm
That's
like
perfect.
I'm on the second. It's perfect. 'Cause
Really?
it makes me level enough to like be able to do it. Now it's not needed. It's like
Okay.
I've done plenty of sets with no drinks.
Right.
But I prefer it better after like one. And
I
I'm on the
can't.
second.
I think if I even if I've had that much, I'm gonna have a worse set than
Yeah?
if I didn't do it like that.
it relaxes me, but it's not a crutch. It's not like
It's a crutch for me.
it's not do or die.
This is gonna come off heinous, like treacherous, even. But Ryan said this. He brought this once up to me, and it truly resonated. I feel the most me after like a drink and a half. Yeah.
Yes.
Like 1.5 drinks in, I feel the most like myself.
Yeah, you guys are similar in that. You know who else does that? Marks.
Oh wow.
Carl?
Matthew Marks.
Oh, never mind.
Always has a drink and a half maybe before his set.
Yeah,
you know,
I
and
have
I think a
two
lot of
drinks.
comedians do that. What about it makes you feel like yourself? You feel
Because myself, I just feel awkward. I just feel I feel out of place when I'm sober and I'm walking through life
yes.
doing anything. I'm at the
Yes.
grocery store.
Yes.
Really?
I feel weird. You know, even at a bar with drinks, I just feel
Yes.
fucking weird.
and what about that makes you feel weird?
Well, so now I'm me, and I'm about to go do the hardest thing ever, is try to get laughs on a rooftop when a
When,
fucking
like,
helicopter flies
You're already
by.
an hour and a half into the show.
Yeah, I'm doing stand-up comedy outside
Yeah.
on a rooftop, and I'm me. So I go, okay, let me just fucking calm down a bit.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, like me after like a drink and a half, that's how most people feel when they wake up. And I'm so jealous of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm so fucking jealous of that.
Yeah. I sympathize with this a lot because I even have a bit about it. I do everything better in my life after 2 drinks.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah, yeah.
Great fucking
There's
bit.
nothing I do better sober than after 2 drinks. Like every single thing. Like the other.
You guys are, I'm just talking to alcoholics. I feel.
No,
Oh, yeah.
we're talking about 2 drinks. the other night I was
Have 2 drinks, I'm an alcoholic all of a sudden? What
the other night I was bowling, and I kid you not, the first 2 frames I hit 0 pins in the first 2 frames, which is the most embarrassing. Like that's really bad.
That's bad.
That's
crazy.
fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
But I hadn't bowled in a while.
That's terrible.
Then
When'd you go bowling?
because Pat, James, like my crew of friends were
Yeah,
bowling, and so
yeah,
we bowled.
yeah.
What do you mean? Why'd I go bowling?
No,
Bowling's a fun-
when? I want to know when.
Oh, when?
what,
I'm not
I
allowed to
said
bowl?
Why? I thought you questioned my motives.
when?
I
It's
went.
even more embarrassing that he had the bumpers up, too.
I went. Yeah.
He used the ramp also.
I went. The ramp. What's the ramp?
You remember the one that for like disabled kids?
Or you just
Ooh, you're good at bowling. Fine. All right, we get it.
Yeah, and
We
it rolls
get
down the ramp.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
I'm bumpers
physics.
I'm bumpers all the way.
Anyway, you were saying you went bowling the other day.
This is some riveting stuff. Wait, what was the question? When I went bowling?
When?
It was Monday at 7:30.
Thanks for
This
asking that
Monday?
question, Dante. That really helped.
Okay.
You got to pinpoint when it was.
Nice. No, I was sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm fucking with you.
No. Keep the deposition
But no,
going. Ask the next question.
You were saying that like you,
Oh, yeah.
you did very bad until you had a couple drinks and then
yes, I had a beer to start, but I like had a couple sips in only. First 2 frames, nothing. I've started drinking the beer a little more heavily. The first game my progress is going up, right? I think the first game I still fucking sucked. It was like a 70, which is bad. That's a bad score.
I'm gonna
second
pretend
game.
that
Guess
I
what
know
I
if
scored?
that's
Guess what
good
I
or
scored
bad.
the second game? I'm not at this point. By the end of the game, I had
130.
3 drinks in me.
sure.
145.
Nice.
So I went from 70 to 145, and the we can do a control, like this is literally a scientific fucking experiment. We got a control and a whatever the other one is, and the difference, what the variable, the independent variable, the deep
Booze.
Whatever the other
is it the
one.
independent or the dependent variable?
I don't know.
I think it's
I think
dependent.
I think you're the dependent variable on this one. The delta was booze, though. That's what gave you your better edge, right?
That was the point. Is that the thing that caused that my PED was alcohol? Like it just, I got a few drinks in me, and then all of a sudden I'm fucking Pete, whatever that guy's name is. Who
Now
said,
you all resonate with that.
yeah, and you don't.
Well,
I don't. I would be worse.
What's your relationship to alcohol? How does it affect you?
Fuck.
You like it? Do you like it?
Yes, I like it because I think a lot of comics, I think especially you and I, and maybe even you and I, are too self-aware to the point where it keeps us from having fun.
Yeah, that's us to a T.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that about Hayden. I don't know Hayden that well. I don't know him as well as you do.
Dude,
But I feel like I
I
can't.
thought you guys were brothers.
Dante
he's
and Hayden are
he's-
brothers.
He's a Salvadorian.
Yeah.
But
I'm Ryan Jennings of Brew.
yeah, you're fucking Italian. But
Nick Titoni over.
yeah. But no. I feel that my self-awareness inhibits me from having the amount of fun that I would have if I were to lower the amount of self-awareness that I
Yeah,
have.
so here's me in a room. Here's me at a party, right? This room could be packed with even friends having fun, and then there's strangers. All I'm thinking about is like, why aren't I having fun? Why am I not having fun? I love these people. Why do I feel weird? Why am I self-conscious? Why is my first thought just to
Leave.
get out without looking like a fucking idiot? That's why, I mean, we dip out.
Yet if you drink.
Well, no, sober.
No, that's sober.
Sober, but even with drink, the drink just helps.
Right.
But I'm just like, I'm at a place and I just go, have enough interactions to seem normal and then get the fuck out.
Fuck that. Yeah.
And then I'm home and then I'm myself.
I'll tell you
That
what,
sucks.
I love an Irish goodbye.
Oh,
I'm the king.
that shit
of Irish
rocks.
goodbyes,
That
dude.
shit rocks.
it's the best.
Just see it.
Right.
Yeah.
Irish goodbyes do rock.
That's the thing about the Irish goodbye is like you really don't just leave. You go up to like one buddy and you just go, I'm out of here.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
there is
right.
always one person.
But no, I feel that. And that's where booze, I guess, helps.
I'm uncomfortable around people that I enjoy being around.
Yeah, same.
That sucks. Like, what the fuck is up with that?
I know.
I feel the same.
No,
exact
I'm
way.
saying that because it
No, I know.
resonates.
Yeah. What is that? What
That
the hell
sucks.
is that?
That's like some bullshit.
yeah.
That's something that like was programmed into us at some point
It's
by
some
like polite
deep-
society that is just shit.
It's deeper. It's some deep-seated, I think, childhood stuff.
Right.
That you grew up with. You're like, well, I'm just gonna go.
Fuck
Bye.
that,
Goodbye.
dude. But to the point where it keeps you from having a fun time at a party, that's not good for anybody.
I just don't like being in public. I don't like being around.
But why? I feel like it has to do because of this thing.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you why. My childhood.
Right. No, it's hard.
I don't like big crowds. I don't like loud. I would do this over that bar we were at earlier, and even with the camera not going.
Right.
I would rather sit here, just us having some
Right,
drinks,
right,
fucking
right.
chilling, over some party. I hated parties. I never liked parties. It's too loud. There's too much going on. I'm uncomfortable. I just want to go home. I just want to be alone. But that's comics.
Sure,
I feel
yeah.
like.
How many of you guys feel like life is beautiful?
I agree with that. There was a minute in college where I like flirted with nihilism. You guys know like nihilism?
Yeah.
And I just like there was like a month where I was like, yeah, dude, nothing fucking matters. It's all shit. And then like immediately I came around. I was like, what a fucking pussy way to look at
Yeah.
the world. Like nothing's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like you've never been in love before. You've never had friends. You've never like experienced the Grand Canyon or like seen the ocean once. You know,
It's a cop out. Yeah.
yeah. What it boiled down for me was that like loving something is a very courageous act. It's something to be admired.
Yes.
And everyone like poo-poos it all the time. It's a very courageous thing to do because you're extending yourself out.
Yeah.
You're giving a little bit of yourself to someone else. They're taking a little bit of you. And hopefully if you have a heart, they have something, to keep after it all crumbles down.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate fucking nihilists, man. They just fucking piss me off. Like, there's no beauty in the world, you
course.
fucking idiot.
I'm glad
What are
you
you
feel
talking
that.
about? You never seen a sunset, you prick? Come on, dude.
This goes into the question I wanted to
Yes.
ask.
I want to segue
Yeah.
before you into that.
You guys believe in God?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's interesting. You hear that?
Yeah.
We got a no and a yes.
I don't know, man. We grew up religious. We grew up going to church, Baptist church.
Him and I did as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just never got it. It never made sense to me logically. The stuff, none of it made sense to me.
But does that mean you're an atheist?
No,
Okay.
So you believe in you don't know what, but something.
I don't know.
You're agnostic. Okay. If there was a gun to your head
Yeah.
and
Please pull the trigger.
yeah, and the
Pull it. I dare
there
you.
is a right answer here, and holy shit, man,
I'm fucking with you.
you
man.
need to see a doctor.
I'm fucking with you, man.
No, I know.
I dare you.
Give me the real gun.
I wish I had one.
Well, it's under the cat. Okay.
I got one. You need.
Yeah, if anyone had one, it would be you. But
What do you want to know?
okay, if your life depended on the answer,
Yeah.
is there a God? However you want to define that.
Okay.
Although I would like your definition. And there is a right answer, and if you answer incorrectly, you are killed on the spot.
Okay.
So in other words, you need to,
Yeah.
whatever you think is a 51% chance of being, like, even if you don't know, you have to give an answer. In
Okay.
other words, what would you say?
I'd say fuck you. Why you putting me in this fucking position?
Come on, man.
Pull the trigger. You
Oh, come on, man. That's homophobic.
pull the trigger. Why would you put me in this position? I dare you.
We can't get an answer out of
Jesus, wow.
What do you want from
You're
me?
real tight-lipped about your religion.
a point of view.
You guys want to play chess?
I'll beat you.
Two things happened to me in my life. I grew up going to a Protestant church in Nashville, and all they sold me was just like this bullshit, this kind of like boiled down bullshit religious view of like what Christianity was, and for a very long time, it just soiled it for me. I hated all of it. I went like complete atheist for a long time.
It never made sense.
None of it made sense to me. But I heard a really good argument. I forget where I heard this, but it was the argument to err on the side of a creator. Whereas it's better to live your life in such a way that there is one than to not and face the consequences. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. 100% it does.
So if you've lived your life in such a way that you believe there was a creator and you live by some kind of like, Christian kind of values, it would be better in the afterlife if there was something after that than if you were just a debaucherous piece of shit your whole life and then like, oh, I'm wrong, fuck, and now you're burning in hell for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It's better to err on the side of righteousness, I think, than it is to live like it doesn't exist at all.
Right. There's some word for
But that's a logical thing, right?
there's something bargain is the
What do you feel in your gut?
Oh, it's the
Yeah.
I
Is
almost
it?
said the Manchurian Candidate, like that
Nah,
fucking film.
That's just a good movie.
No,
yeah.
it's the like Hegelian.
Nah, it's a philosophy, but it's something
I
bargain.
know what you're talking
yeah.
about. Yeah, it's better no matter like what creed you follow. I think it's better to live your life with the assumption that there is an afterlife. Mm-hmm. Because at least then there's like some consequences, and like you'll dictate your life. You'll orient it towards like a better position versus if you didn't believe in an afterlife at all. The second thing that happened to me was I did DMT like a bunch of times, like 30 times.
I've never
Jesus.
done that. What's that
Are you
like?
not supposed to do that?
Like, no, you're not. But like I did it a ton of times.
What's that like?
And if you do DMT even once and don't think that there's like some ethereal
Yes.
realm
There you go.
outside of what we're experiencing right now, I think you're ignorant. and
I
I won't
agree.
respect your opinion.
Right, but even without DMT, I feel like we're born into such a whimsical thing, right? We're born onto some rock that is rotating around this thing, this black abyss, and it's like by some chance we have life and society.
It's preposterous.
It's preposterous.
Yeah.
To think that that is all it is even more preposterous, I feel.
It's close to impossible.
It's close to impossible, and just to think that there's nothing, that there's no other thing that we're not aware of is insane to me.
Yeah.
I feel like we have such a small grasp on what reality is to think that there's nothing other than just physical whatever the fuck we know is insane.
Yeah.
I think Ryan's thing more so is that like anyone that claims to know what happens after you die intrinsically is wrong.
Yes.
And anyone that claims to know anything after that is slinging you something.
Yeah.
Right.
But
They're working a edge.
Yeah, they're
Doing a job.
Yeah, they're working a screw. However, I'd say that like there are certain structures that come out of something like spirituality that like something like Christianity align with, that tend to push towards a better society versus others. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Christian values.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what this podcast is about.
That's why we showed up tonight.
Judeo-Christian values. Mainly the Christian, it's wild how the Judeo sunk in there, huh? Judeo-Christian values.
Yeah, well, that's a whole other podcast.
Came
but-
first. That's the Old Testament, baby.
And look, I'm not. I would never call myself a Christian. I'm not. I'm like a-religious. I don't give a fuck.
You can leave.
I
Good night, everybody.
And that's the podcast.
All right. So we have to do a legit outro to this thing. All right.
All right.
How the fuck do we end this?
This is that Delta flight that landed in Toronto. I'm not sure that we're gonna make this out.
It's
right
5
side
in the
up.
morning,
So
fellas.
we all did Rooftop. He's done it before. Yeah. He did the first ever Rooftop.
That's how we started this.
Yeah,
Rooftop comedy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the first one was bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You didn't
No,
do
it's
good
true.
the first rooftop?
Yeah, it was really bad.
Oh no.
Just not like I might have a bad set, but no offense, but the whole show was bad.
Yeah, yeah. Willie Simon did good.
Willie Simon crushed, yeah, but then everyone
never
else
seen
kind
him
of
not
just
crush.
bombed.
Willie Simon's hilarious.
Well, no one really bombed. It was just like the people watching
No,
the show
people-
were like
anyone-
asleep.
Past the second half, bombed.
Yeah,
Tonight's show was amazing.
it was.
Tonight
I
show
thought.
was
I mean,
good.
I missed the first
No, it
fucking
was-
half of the show. I was downstairs working the door.
Outside comedy.
I walked
different.
up. During Colin Coughlin's set, and I just cannot sing his praises enough.
He was
great.
I said, "What are you going to do tonight?" And he goes, "I didn't know there was a fire. That kind of ruins my plans."
He was gonna probably build a stool.
No, he wasn't going to do that. He was going to do some other thing that we don't know, and he didn't do that because of the fire. And then afterwards, he was telling me that he thought the stool thing would have worked perfectly there, and he was regretful about it. But he had a great set regardless.
Anything he does is fucking amazing.
Yeah, he can do regular stand-up, or he can build a fucking
I know.
stool.
I have nothing but good things to say about that man. God bless
That's
him.
why I had him headline this. Yeah.
No, he's my favorite. If I know he's like about to go up on stage, like I'm like, let me go. I gotta go watch.
Yeah.
I gotta
There's
go
a few
watch.
comics that they have that effect.
Colin
yeah.
Coughlin, like Luke Roberts.
Yeah,
And
my
then, like-
buddy
like
Ron
buddies.
Bush. Ron Bush is like that for me. Yeah.
I've seen him. I've only seen him once, but he did really well.
Yeah, he's like, what's that beautiful black man doing? He's like, I know what you guys are all thinking. Damn, that's one beautiful black man on the stage. The white boy tastes like chicken to me. Like, I don't know that.
Oh, he's the guy that's like super like he's very straight presenting, but he's gay.
Yeah, and he's black.
Yeah.
He's-
Well, I could tell by your black scent that you just did. Yeah.
You do a great gay black accent.
I'm glad it resonates.
When is the next rooftop show?
We haven't scheduled it yet, but it's in late March.
All right.
Late March. What about
Late to mid-
Low hanging fruit.
Oh, on the 28th, on the 26th, we have the best low-hanging fruit lineup ever. It's Saul
wow.
Trujillo, Willie Simon, and Langston Kerman, and like Nico Stutz and a bunch of other really good fucking people.
Hell yeah. What about Jesters?
That's on the 28th at the Ice House with Todd Glass.
Love Todd Glass.
That's gonna be a fucking killer
What a
lineup.
guy.
Yeah.
Todd Glass is awesome.
Yeah.
EJ, you got any shows coming up?
I'm well. Who Wants to Be a Headliner will be in late March as well. We haven't scheduled it. I think
How
it's going to be
often
at
is
the
that? Every other week?
It used to be. It's once a month now though.
Oh,
I think it'll be at the Zebra Room.
Oh, nice. The newest comedy club here in Hollywood.
Yeah. How about you guys?
I have nothing on the books. No, I got nothing on the books. Tonight was my latest show on the books.
Dante, I'm with you on the 28th.
28th,
Flashback,
low hanging fruit at Flashback.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm free. Let me know.
Yeah.
Anybody wants to put me on a show, I'll do it. I'll work the door. I won't bring anybody. I'll bring Hayden. That's the thing. Hayden and I can always bring each other.
Yeah.
I'm always we're always a guaranteed +1. Let's get out of here, huh?
Yeah. Thanks,
also,
guys.
Kiki Anderson and I are starting a Spanish-speaking only open mic soon.
All right, Ice. You know where to go.
Speak Spanish, go to that.
All right.
Good night.